Hey everyone. So with this video, I want to talk about the time that I bought a fake Benchmade off of eBay. And I kind of just want to put this video out there so that, if you're looking for a Benchmade right now and you're not really willing to pay the full price for it, and you're looking on eBay for like a used one or maybe one that you can win on auction or something, you got to look out for these fakes and counterfeits because they're all over the place on eBay. Like, I'd be willing to say that there's more fakes on eBay than there are real knives, like just on auction or even ones that you can just buy straight up. There's a lot out there, and I kind of just want to make this video so that you can. I'm gonna compare this fake one to a real one, and I'm gonna show you the differences between the knife itself and the box and the stuff that it comes with and all that. So, how it goes is that I was first getting into knives. It was just a couple months into me getting into knives, and I bought a bunch of more budget stuff. I maybe had like a Spyderco Delica, and that was like the highest end thing that I had at the time. I only been into knives for like a few months at this point, and you know how it goes. I was starting to look into the higher end stuff and specifically Benchmade because some of their models I really like the designs of. And so I was like watching videos, I was, looking stuff up and just comparing all this stuff and trying to find one I was willing to pay for. And everyone was saying really good things about the bug out. So I was looking into that real heavy, and I eventually landed on that I wanted to get the green one, the OD green bug out. And so, those at the time they were like I think they were like 170 compared to the base bug out, which was like 130 or 140 or something at the time. I can't remember, but this was a couple years ago. So it was like 170, and that was a little bit more than I was willing to pay because that's almost $200, and I was just now dipping my toes in like over $100 range. So um, so of course I go to eBay and see if I can find one used or anything, and then I come across this one, and I think it was on auction, and it was at a pretty low price at the time. And then I guess I put a bid in on it, and you know, I probably went back and forth with some bids with some people, and I ended up winning. I ended up winning the auction. I think between 150 and $160, which, you know, in hindsight, is kind of negligible, like price difference between paying for a brand new one from Knife Center, Blade HQ or something. But I was just happy to get a few bucks off of it because I wasn't sure if I really wanted to have a $100 knife at this point. So I was just happy to get a lower price in general. So when it finally comes in the mail, this is what I get right here. You see the box. It looks like there's nothing really off about it if you don't really know anything else. Like if you never had a Benchmade before at this time, of course I didn't have a Benchmade at this point. There's nothing really off about it, just at face value. It has all this stuff that you would see on a real Benchmade box. It has a sticker and everything. So, I I didn't suspect anything at this point. So, open it up, and this is the inside. Again, I don't have another Benchmade to compare this to, so I don't know. Like, I see this now, there's a lot off about this, but at the time I didn't know anything. We got the bag here, and this is what I get inside. I think it did have I put this back under there to show you guys. I think it did have the access lock little slip under the clip. I'm pretty sure it did. So that was even more kind of convincing, I guess. But yeah, this is what I got. It's supposed to be the green one. I think it even says on the sticker. I'm pretty sure that's the model number for the green bug out. So this is what I get, and immediately I think I remember immediately when I get it in my hand, I'm looking at it. I think it's a Benchmade. I'm like, I think it's cool, but then I'm like, this is it. Like, it didn't feel right. Like I had like a gut feeling like it didn't feel right. I was just like, this is it. Like it didn't feel like anything special. And Like the action's fine. It's actually pretty good, but I just remember that gut feeling when I first opened it up. You know, that kind of wore off after a while, and I was just excited to have a Benchmade, and I was, you know, showing everybody, showing my family and my friends at work, and I even showed some guys at a store, at a sporting goods store. I was like, yeah, here's my Benchmade, and yeah, but so I guess it's a couple weeks later after I got this. I don't know. I think I'm still looking it over. I was just looking at it one day, and I think I started messing with the scales, and I realized I could just press them together like this very easily. Like I'm barely putting any pressure. And I don't know, something just wasn't sitting right with me. So I got the urge to look it up, watch some videos on like some fake bug outs, and like, you know, I was kind of dreading it. I was like, I hope I don't see exactly what I have. And I watched a few videos, and sure enough, I find a video that has exactly like it looks exactly like this. And I'm pretty sure they touched the scales together, and they were comparing it to a real bug out, and they said you can't do that on a real bug out. So I was just kind of crushed, and I was kind of embarrassed that, you know, I was carrying this thing around, I was using it at work, and I was showing everybody, oh, like, I got a Benchmade, man. And like, I guess I didn't really know any better either. I guess they never had them before, but yeah, that's how I found out. You know, I was very disappointed, and after that, after I knew it was fake, I went back to eBay, and I messaged the seller. It was just a couple weeks after, I think, after I got it in the mail. I messaged the seller, and I told him, so, hey, I know that the knife that you sent me is fake. You know, you had it listed as a real Benchmade, and it's not, so therefore it's not what I paid for, and so I want a full refund. And he said something like, oh, you know, I don't know, I don't think the knife is fake, but yeah, I will refund you or whatever, which he knows it's fake. You know, he knew what he was doing. I think he had it listed as like new in box and everything. So yeah, he knew what he was doing. I didn't believe him. He said, I didn't know the knife was fake, but yeah, I'll give you a refund. And so so I got my refund, and he asked for the knife back. I told him no, I wasn't going to send it back because, you know, I didn't want this to get back out there and him to just send it to somebody else, and, you know, he not even like take a loss or anything on this. Like, yeah, he was just going to resell it to somebody else if I send it back. So I told him I'm not going to send it back. I don't want to put this back out there. I'm just going to keep it here and have it for myself, I reckon. But yeah, so I did get my money back, and uh, I didn't end up sending it back to him. I don't think he said anything else after that. So we're just gonna take a look over this knife real quick. So you can see, like, I think I remember the thing that kind of struck me first when I first pulled it out of the box. I was like, this doesn't really look green. This is like gray. This is definitely like a gray color, and I don't know, something about the hardware on here, like the back spacers and the thumb studs, they just look kind of cheapish looking to me. Like, I don't know, but definitely the scales were the first thing that kind of popped out to me. They're definitely not green like I was looking at online and everything. They were definitely a different color. But I was like, maybe I just got a weird color variation. You know, sometimes maybe the color of the plastics can vary. I don't know. I kind of brush it off. But let's take a look at the Benchmade logo here. See, it'll be more obvious once I pull out the other bug out, but you can see there. I didn't see anything wrong with it because I had nothing to compare it to. It says S30V, which I highly doubt this is. But and the pocket clip, that's another thing that the people in the videos pointed out, was that the pocket clip on the fake one is black, but on the real one it's gray. I guess I should go ahead and pull out the other one. I want to, let's see. So here's the real deal, and I brought another box. I I, I don't have a box for this bug out in particular because, or I don't have a bug out box because uh, it's kind of stupid. But I guess I didn't learn my lesson, and I got this off of eBay too, and it didn't come with a box or anything. But I knew at this point like what they're supposed to look like, and this looked legit to me. I asked the guy some questions, asked him for some more pictures and everything, and this is the real deal. I can tell you that. It is much different than this one, and I really don't think it's fake. But it didn't come with a box, so I just have my 940 box, and I'm going to compare the two here in a second. But well, let's start out with the boxes because the boxes really tell you a lot on whether the knife is fake on eBay, because a lot of times they'll have the box in the listing because they want you to think it's brand new and they can get the most price from out of you, the most money out of you, sorry. And yeah, they'll have the box in there and they'll mark it down to where it looks like a good deal, like wow, you're getting a brand new knife for you know, if you compare it to Blade HQ or something, you're getting a way better deal here, and it's new in box and everything. So right off the bat, they'll have the box in there a lot, but right off the bat, you can see that the colors on them are completely different. This is just some like flat dark blue color with these crappy looking lines going down them. And the real thing, it has more of a, I guess more of a foily kind of sheen to it, I guess. And the little silver part here does too. And the lines are much finer. I'll get a little zoom in on them. Yeah, the lines are much finer, and just the print quality overall is better on the real deal compared to this one. It's just like a matte kind of finish. This is more of a maybe a semi-gloss or something. But yeah, you can really see the difference when you have them side by side. Look at the lines. It just looks crappy. Another thing is this sticker. You can see it's squared off. The sticker's squared off, and on the real thing, they're I don't know, rounded, I guess. And the feel of the sticker, it has like this just cheap feeling, sticky kind of finish, and this is like a very glossy, smooth sticker. And let's see if there's anything else off about the two. The Benchmade logo looks a little rough right here on the fake one. No date, no birth date. This Axis logo right here is upside down on the fake one. And then let's see, the bottom, mostly the same, but again with the lines, you can just tell like side by side, they're definitely different. And the two prints on here, it's slightly different. Again, just the lines and the colors are off on the fake. And then another big tell is if the box doesn't have this sticker on here. It doesn't have, or yeah, there's like seal that you have to cut when it's brand new. This one did not have one at all. Did not have a seal to break at all on it. So it was just a straight up just box that you lift up. But on real Benchmades, you have to cut that sticker. So, but maybe you won't be able to tell all that from the pictures, but if they have a picture of the box that's open, that's where you'll really be able to tell. So the biggest giveaway for most of them is that the real deal will have this it'll have like this cutout, like foam cutout that the knife sits in the bag, and it's like these big chunky foam pieces. It's always these big chunky foam pieces, and it's got like almost like a little coffin that it sits in, right? And that's a big giveaway because these fake ones, a lot of times, they'll just have this little, just crappy piece of foam sitting at the bottom, and that's it. Just this cheap, squishy piece of foam, and it's just sitting at the bottom, barely fits the box. Look at that. And sometimes they'll have the axis thing in there. But yeah, and that's it in the box. Sometimes you'll be able to see that and you'll know that it's a fake right off. So avoid it at all costs. And then these warranty papers, the real deal is always folded up tight like this, and it's into like a small rectangle. It's always folded up. And a lot of times the fake ones, they won't have it folded up like that. They just had it laid in the box to where it barely fits, and it curls up the edge right there. See? And yeah, that's a very good way to tell, is just looking at the box. That's how I spot a bunch of fakes on eBay. You just look at the box and see the foam. And I think now they started doing the coffin on the fake ones, but the foam is still off. It's not this chunky foam. It's still kind of a cheaper looking foam. If you just watch for that, then you'll be able to avoid a fake. Like I almost in every case, you'll be able to avoid a fake. If you can look at the box, that's something that you need to look out for, is the box foam and how the papers are in the box. There's not a whole lot you could tell just looking at the knife by itself without having something to compare to, but the box, if you know about how this box is supposed to look, then that'll tell you a lot right there. It'll help you avoid a lot. And then just one more thing I guess we could point out is the difference of the bags that it came with. These little drawstring bags. The fake one is kind of cheap and stretchy. You can kind of see through it. It just doesn't feel right. It's like kind of a rougher. Yeah, you can kind of hear it's kind of rougher. It's got this big clamp thing, big fat one, and on the real one it's got a smaller clamp. Let's see, yeah, a much smaller clamp, and these are about the same, but I don't know if this would be the same for every fake one, but the bag is much smoother. You can hear the difference. Much smoother, much less stretchy. It doesn't stretch much. This one does, because it's just like I don't know, maybe, I don't know what it is, but the Benchmade print on there is much crisper. See this one? Yeah, you can like see the threads of the bag through it. So the print on the bag is much crisper. It's just these things that you're probably not going to be able to tell from pictures, but if you get it in hand and it's just another thing for you to compare to. If you just don't have anything else to compare it to. So besides that, let's finally look at the knives themselves. So side by side, you can really see the difference. The blade coating is a completely different color on the fake. This is the fake. It's got these crappy looking, like fake gold look to them, to the hardware. Like I said, the pocket clip is black instead of gray, like it's supposed to be here. And the handle colors are just like a dull gray, and they're very green on here, or very much like how they're supposed to be, like a OD green. And let's see, another big tell is the blade coating on the real deal. It's I can't remember what the coating is on these bug outs, but you can feel the texture on it. You can feel and kind of hear like a matte texture on it. But on this fake one, it's just like paint. It really is just paint. So, and it's lighter. Look at that. It came with that. It had the it was already rubbing on the scale. Like that was there when I pulled it out of the box. So yeah, let's take a look at some stuff side by side. You can see the Benchmade logo is different. It's not all that different. Let's see. So it's not all that different, but you can definitely see it. You can definitely see the difference. It's just a much crisper print on here, or laser etching. and this is just painted on. Looks like I don't know how they do it, but you can see the, let's see, you can see the color of the blade through the print. See on the butterfly wings, on these spots in the butterfly wings, you can see the color of the blade through. So it's just a much lower quality print. And on the real one, you can see, if I can catch it in the light, it has the logo has like a shine to it. I don't know if I'm catching it, but if you catch it in light, it has a shine to it. So that's, and this one is just paint on the blade. And I don't think you can, yeah, you can't feel the, well, you can't feel either one, but yeah, they'll have a shine to it, and even the steel marking will have the same shine to it. I think they laser etch it in there. And the hardware, like the thumb stud and the back spacers, they are they like a man, I don't know, like a silvery gold color, much less obvious than these. See there. So it's some pretty big differences between the real one and the fake one that I have, at least. And another thing, let's see, you could see the axis lock, the studs on the axis lock, they barely stick up. Let's see, get a close up on them for you. They barely stick up over the scales, and these, they still don't stick up much. But you can just even see the difference between the two. Like, this one just looks better, and they stick up more. You can definitely feel that you have more purchase on it than you do with this one. Like, my hands could just slip right over it. But if I do the same thing with this one, then my fingers catch it. So you have to really kind of dig your fingers in and grab it. But these, it's much easier just to run your fingers down and grab it. So, but other than that, like, the action is more or less the same. It just feels better on this one. The action does. It has more of a crisp sound, like that. This one has like more of a dull sound. It's things that you don't know, like the feel and the sounds of it. The stuff that you don't know until you get it in hand, obviously. But and if you've handled a real one, you'll know right off the bat that this is fake. I don't think any fakes are good enough to be just like the real deal yet, at least. So if you get a fake in hand and you know what a real one feels like, I think that you'll be able to tell right off the bat that it's not even close. And one more thing, I guess, since I pointed out that you could pinch the scales together on this one, on the real one, you can move them, but you can't touch them together. Like, maybe I could if I really, really pressed, but it's not even close. Like, if I put just even a little bit of pressure on it, I can touch them together. But on the real one, if I put that same amount of pressure, they move a little bit because, you know, they're just kind of plastic, but it's much stronger plastic. And you can feel it too, like right off the bat when I picked this one up. I could feel the difference in just the handle scales. Like, they feel much higher quality. Like, if I pull this out of the box, then I don't think I would have had that, like, you know, like, wow, that's it feeling whenever I first pulled this one out. I think my gut just knew that something was off about this one, but I was kind of in denial. But yeah, you can just tell by the feel, the fit and finish, everything about it. This blade is much sharper, has a much better coating on it, much better feeling. I just knew right off the bat, like, yeah, this is definitely the real deal. This one has a nice coating on it too. So yeah, other than that, I think one more little difference I'll point out is this, the jimping on the little liners here. On the real one, on these real OD green ones, they'll be black. The the liners will right here with the jimping. But on this fake one, they're just the satin. So that's about it with the differences, but they're huge differences. You can just tell side by side which one's the real one. I think even like I would walk up to my brother. I say, "Hey, which one do you think is the real one?" I think he would definitely. I think he does. I've asked him before. I think he does pick this one because you can just tell even by just looking it over. I don't even think he had to touch them. But yeah, it's night and day once you get them in hand. But anyway, so I just wanted to point all this stuff out because those fake Benchmades are all over eBay now, and they're getting better and better. But I don't think they're ever gonna be as good as the real deal. So you just have to be careful because they really are all over the place. And I've been thinking about making a video on just going through eBay and looking at listings and finding fakes and pointing them out, like just so I can show to more people like what a fake listing looks like, what to look for, like the boxes. That's a big thing. I would like to make one of those videos, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me if you would be interested in seeing something like that. I think it would be a good video to make because more people need to know what to look for and what a fake listing looks like. And so yeah, that's about it, I guess. Just be careful out there. If it's too good to be true, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. You definitely be best off buying Benchmades and Spydercos and stuff from verified dealers because you can just avoid a lot of this stuff. And who knows, maybe I just got lucky and I was able to get my refund without any drama or anything. But some people might not be as lucky. You might not be as lucky. So I just want to make this video kind of show you guys the differences between the two and kind of give my story on what happened to me. And so that's about it, I guess. See you later.